Hey viewers, can you guys hear me? Leave me a comment. Let me know that you can hear me. My setup is way different today. Coming in clear, since Nancy. Thank you guys for joining. As you come on, say hi. Let us know where you're tuning in from. My normal live tech setup is, I don't know what happened to the computer. I never know what happens to computers. Anyway, so you guys will have to keep me on track. I'm using my phone. I don't normally do that. The print is really teeny. So if during this session I miss your questions or comments, I will try to keep an eye. But if I miss them, forgive me, I'll come back. I hope the lighting's okay. Like I said, I'm using my phone today. So we're going to work on this. So if you don't know me, I'm Bianca. I'm the owner and artist of Lotus Theory Designs. I am also one of 9 brand ambassadors for Dixie Belle Paint Company. And we're going to work on this. Like I said, I don't have much of a vision. So you guys, this week has been kind of tough. And so one of the things that I like to do when I'm in a tough place or perhaps in a funk is to literally just have fun with a piece without a whole lot of thought and just go with it. And so I literally pulled colors off of my shelf, and we're just gonna see what we get. Okay, it's art therapy. I started, this is Sawmill Gravy, and this is actually a mix of, I had a little bit of Mason-Dixon Gray and a tiny bit of Lucky Lavender left, so I just tossed them together, and that's the color that I got. That's a great way to use up your little bits of paint, by the way. That's what you see here. I don't know if I love it. We'll just see. So again, if you guys have questions, go ahead and drop them. I'm really going to try to keep an eye, but on my phone, it's just so tiny. Notice I'm wearing my glasses today. And yeah, so like I said, this is Sawmill Gravy. Okay, so that's one of, well, it's not really new at this point, but it's one of the releases that came out, I think about a year ago. It came out alongside like Antebellum Blue, Dusty Bit Blue, Sawmill Gravy. It's a really nice neutral color, taupey gray, but barely. I don't know, really nice balance. So I did that as a base. I might be covering it up. I might not. I have no idea. So right now I'm just kind of getting paints open. This is that custom color that I mixed together with the little bits that I had. Let me just get a couple of plates out and just shake up some colors. I dabble in canvas art. Dabble. Anyway, so to make it easier, I've put a lot of the colors into these little jars. So if you're wondering, or these bottles, if you're wondering why I'm using these, that would be why. And let's see. Hi, Erin. Hi, Mary Lou, Jane. Hey, Michelle. All right. So, color. I don't know. I just see crazy color. This is either going to be amazing or not. So right now I'm just throwing a little bit of paint onto a plate here. Probably can't see it. I'll show you in a sec. And if you're wondering what I have going on here, these are Would You Bend. So they're one of the new designs that are available on the Dixie Belle website. And when I received them, I just couldn't wait to use them. So I was happy that they were the perfect fit for this piece. This paint isn't going to work. Hold on. I feel like we need some green in the mix. I feel like I'm going totally 80s right now. Hi, Barbara. Sorry guys, I planned on being more prepared, but with my technology going wonky, it's still, I'm looking at my computer, it's still acting like it's updating. Where are my Mac users? My Mac never has an issue. This PC is having issues. Okay, all right, paint slapping, here we go. So I have the mini, the Dixie Belle synthetic brush, and let me just start slapping some paint on there, seeing what we get, okay? So right now, this is Peony. Yep, this is Peony. And it's pretty wet, so I'm trying to get some of the excess off. And let's just start slapping some paint on. So, like I said, I did a base color here in the Sawmill Gravy. I totally had something else in mind, and then I decided last second that I really just needed to slap some paint and just go with it. So maybe we'll come up with something funky and boho. Also on my plate, I've got Peacock, that's the blue. Yeah, Barbara's watching my paint slapping. I don't know, it's either going to be pretty amazing or pretty not. Let's just kind of get a little bit crazy with it. It's a good thing I have lots and lots of brushes. Let's see how I feel about terracotta. This is one of my favorites, actually. I feel like it's an underrated color. It's the color of like terracotta clay potters. And it can be such a nice accenting color. So, let's see if I like this purple. I might not. Let's find out. Kind of like the purple. I also have some water by me, so if I find I need it, I will use it. This is Limeade. And sometimes, you guys, I know this seems like totally crazy right now. What is she doing? She has lost her mind. I have created some of the most fun, most interesting pieces using this process of not giving a care and just going with it. So 80s. Early 90s. So let's just start alternating these colors and see what we get. So this is Peony, Peacock, Limeade, Terracotta. That's what I've used so far. The purple is a mix of a little bit of Lucky Lavender and Mason Dixon Gray. I have little bits of both, and I just tossed them together. Now, right now, this is really bright. I can already tell you I'm probably going to end up dulling it down later on. I tend to like to go inside of the grooves with either a glaze or maybe some paint. Oftentimes I will grab Coffee Bean off the shelf, which is Dixie Belle's Dark Brown. That's a really nice one for getting inside the grooves, and I will use it like a glaze. Whereas I will water it down a little bit, paint it in there, and just wipe away the excess where I don't want it. So glazing does not have to be complicated. And I'm probably going to end up doing the same in here. But don't hold me to it, guys. So I'm just kind of alternating between these colors, random fashion, crazy brush strokes. Just gonna get that brush a little bit wet and reactivate some of the paint. If this comes out cool, I'm probably gonna keep it because this is what my house looks like. Crazy. kind of blend that in a little bit better. There we go. A little bit more paint on my plate here, guys. Give me just a sec. And then I'm going to check the comments. Oh, hey, it looks like my computer is working late. Glad you could join the show. All right, a little bit of paint. Let's look at the comments. Ah, so sorry, guys. Yeah, don't they? Marcy says the terracotta and the peony look good together. They do. Yeah, Lisa says, this looks fun. It's what I needed. I needed a little bit of art therapy. Thank you, Linda. Linda says, they always end up looking amazing when you're done. Yeah, it's hard because this is totally insecure time for me right now, okay? Because ugly stage. But I've learned to keep going, and with layers and a little bit of persistence and a little bit of faith in, I guess, just the craft, hopefully it's going to come out and be something amazing. If it doesn't, I'll cover it up in one color, call it good, and you guys will never see it. No, I'm just kidding. But it is just paint. So if it does come out absolutely horrendous, there's nothing stopping me from covering it up. This peacock color is delicious. I don't use it often, and I don't really know why. Now I'm thinking I need to. Let's go over here a little bit. Get a little bit more of that green going in here. Limeade, another one of the underrated colors. That turns out to be one of my favorites, actually. Yes, kind of liking it. Let's bring that limeade. Let's go a little bit here. Notice how my brush is dry, okay? So I'm using a dry brush technique. Not a whole lot of paint on my brush. I mean, I'm literally putting a tiny, tiny bit on, wiping the excess off onto my plate, which I come back to and use, but applying it. And that's giving me some dry brush effects that I like. The grungier, the better for me. Let's bring that pink into that a little bit better. Yes. Yep, we're gonna need some more peacock in there. Yes, there we go. This blue is everything. So I should note too, I'm being careful not to over blend some of the areas because a lot of these colors are not gonna blend well together. So because of that, you know, I'm not really doing a careful blend with a lot of passes on my brush. I am kind of just lightly overlapping so that the colors don't bleed together and create a mud. So easy blending 101 if you're wanting to learn how to blend colors that you know, don't really complement each other well when mixed. I'm kind of jumping around, as you see, just kind of going with it. Yeah, let's put a little bit more of the peony in here. A little bit more of this purple mixture. And maybe I want to blend my seams in a little bit better, so I'm just kind of doing a dry pass over some of them. Actually, the terracotta started to mix with that blue a little bit and kind of created an interesting green. I'm going to keep that in my file box in my head. Try to mix those together on their own someday and see what color I come up with. Let me check your comments and then I'm going to keep going. Candace says, I love that you can just paint away without an end plan. I get so paralyzed by my type A personality, needing to know exactly how it will look in the end. So I need to be more like you in this area. Yeah, I mean, honestly, Candace, no pressure. Just try it. You know, I'm being pretty bold by doing it live. Again, I'm sure I have a lot of eyes on me that are like, what is she doing? But, you know, it's not something that you have to do publicly. Just try it. Do it in the privacy of your studio and see what you get. I used to be I have to have a plan, and a plan needs to be executed according to how the plan has been laid out. And now I have found liberation and just freedom creatively in doing it this way. So I would encourage you to try it. And if you need somebody to, I guess, be your second eye, I'd be happy to help you, Candace. Thanks, Anna. Anna says, cool looks. I'm just kind of scrolling the comments here. Yep, limeade. Oh, thank you. Is it Candace? Candace says, it's all delicious, girl. I'm loving the brightness. It's so bright. You guys, I do not do bright colors like this. So I'm totally out of my comfort zone on that too. Thank you, Deanna. Dixie Belle says you can always paint over it. Exactly. Just making sure that I'm not missing anything. And I think we're good. Okay, keep them coming, guys. I'll check back in a sec for the comments. Thank you, Anne-Marie. She says, awesomeness. Let's see. Sometimes I need to just take a step back and have a look at what I've got going on here. This is absolutely insane in such a fun way. I think we need a little bit more purple in the mix. And yeah, I'm going to start by adding the purple. Probably more blue. I really like the dominance of the blue. So it kind of stands out amongst the rest of the colors in such a nice way. So this is where I start to get a little, I have to start thinking, just because I want to make sure that my colors are pretty evenly distributed. Doesn't have to be perfect, but evenly distributed is nice. But again, it's just paint. So if I'm like, oh, that corner could have really used a little bit more blue, there's nothing stopping me from doing that. So just paint. Yeah, let's maybe go a little green. You guys, I apologize. My phone is going off. I hear the text messages going off on my phone. So I apologize if you hear that. Again, I'm not used to going live on my phone. And hopefully you can hear me. I'm trying to speak loudly. I usually have a microphone, but that didn't happen today. All right. Put a little bit more pink in the mix. Oops. So my brush was in my blue and I put pink on it, okay? Not a big deal. This is one of the reasons why I always keep a wet rag by my side. I'm just gonna wipe away that paint that I didn't want on the brush. And now I should be okay with my pink. There we go. Not a big deal. A little bit of the terracotta. There we go. I'm liking that distribution better. So let me move on over here. Oh, Jerry says, I posted an industrial metal look piece inspired by you, but I just couldn't get it right. Jerry, I'm sure it's fine. We tend to be harder on ourselves than other people would be, so I'm sure it's a work of art. Yes, Lisa, the soft blended edges remind me of watercolor looks. Yes, absolutely. And hey, you know what? I might get this base laid out and decide, you know what? I think I do like, for example, the watercolor look. There's nothing stopping me from doing another pass in these colors, but making sure that I blend my edges together better. But again, I want to be careful that my colors don't turn into muds. So. All right, where was I? A little bit of this purple. Definitely gonna need some blue down here on the base a little bit. And I'm not sure what I'm going to do on the legs. Can you guys see them? Yeah, you can see that one. So again, I sprayed them purple. I always spray my base coats. I threw purple on the bottom. I might leave it. I might not. So you'll just have to wait and see what ends up happening. 80s, fabulous. Yes, thank you, Dixie Belle. Yes, honey. Kind of keep moving along here. Where's my pink? A little bit of pink. I'm not really worried about getting into these grooves because, like I said, I'm probably going to end up glazing them. So if you're seeing that I'm missing paint in here, it won't show when I glaze it. And the same inside of the appliques. So if you're wondering why I'm leaving them and not being too concerned, that would be the reason. Alrighty, just about done with the face here. Again, if I might actually go back. I kind of do like, so one of you mentioned something about a watercolor up here. I do kind of like that. Once you said that, it's like my wheels started turning. So I might come back in and blend this a little bit better. I might not. We'll just have to see. Let's just kind of extend this pink out a little bit. A little bit more limeade. Can't forget about limeade. I did a whole buffet maybe a year ago now, maybe not quite a year, in limeade. I mean, I had other colors in there, but it was predominantly limeade, and I was so pleasantly surprised and just pleased with how. If you guys haven't tried this color, I know it looks like a scary color, but it can be fabulous. I paired it with purple, which is, or amethyst, which is a shade of purple by Dixie Belle. And actually, I have it right here. That's amethyst. So limeade and amethyst, very cool color combo. That's the limeade. Let's see, what do we need? What do we need? Just go with a little bit blue. A little bit more terracotta on my plate, guys. The nice thing about these too, especially when you're just working with little bits of paint like I am, is that I don't have a bunch of open jars sitting around and therefore drying out. So really I'm just putting little bits as I need it onto my plate. So just a little tip for you guys. There we go. That's what that needed. A little bit of terracotta. And just kind of do this a little bit. And let me do my step back and have a look and see where we're at. It's bright, you guys. I don't normally mess with brights, not like this anyway. But I think I like it. So, as far as where I'm going to go from here, I don't know. So part of my process, oftentimes, will be to get to this point when I'm just trying something out and just kind of slapping paint on and seeing what I'm getting. Part of my process at this point would be to, I don't know, walk away, have some lunch, go do something else for a bit, come back, and then really assess and say, okay, maybe if I added in this color, that would be cool. Or maybe if I glazed or, you know, did a different technique entirely, like added a transfer or maybe did some paint flecking. That might be nice on this, by the way. You know, oftentimes it will take me stepping away and then coming back and really assessing it. Like I said, these colors are very bright for me. Some people love the brights. I like them, but I'm often afraid to use them. So this has been a challenge for me as well in that area. But I can see myself probably dulling them down a little bit. Ways that we can do that is glaze. You could do like a dark wash over it in like a dry brushing. You can use dark wax, etc. So as far as the legs, I don't know what I'm going to do. I have them in purple. If you guys have any suggestions, I am totally open. Would it be cool to just kind of bring that sawmill gravy base down and leave it like that? Would it be cool to maybe do some foils? I mean, I'm totally open here, you guys. And then the top is probably going to end up being stained. I ended up ripping the veneer off of this because it was in such bad shape. I didn't really know it until I got it into my studio and the veneer was lifting up. And I thought I could just put a little bit of glue under that area and be done. No, it was so dry and brittle that all I had to do was literally take a scraper and it just popped right off. Had it done in like 20 minutes. So keeping in mind this look, wherever it ends up, I'm probably just going to end up staining the wood that's on top, which has a kind of a cool pattern on it. So, do we have any questions? Yeah, Aaron Judas says, those are some bright colors. Yes, they are. Oh, I know, Aaron. Aaron, you did finally catch me live. Thanks for watching. Yeah, Becky, that's a great point. So Becky says, I take a picture of my project and it gives me a different perspective. I've totally done that. If you guys haven't done that, try it. I will take a picture and walk away. And sometimes I'll look at my phone, which is where I take my picture on, and I'll say, you know what? Maybe I'll add X to it just by looking at the picture, because she's right. It does give you a different perspective. Thank you, Becky. That's really solid advice. Hi, Brittany. Hi, Malia. Hey, girl. Yeah, it does kind of look galaxy-ish. A black stain top, Renee says. Yeah, Becky, exactly. Some paint drips or some flecking. I'm not sure. Sherry says foils are wonderful. That's a good idea. Angie says, paint the appliques in the spindle area of the legs using the same solid color. That's a good point too. I like it. Yeah, you're right, Rhonda. Rhonda, good point. Says leave the legs purple. It sort of grounds the brightness. Yeah, you're right. Maybe it does need some grounding. I like the way that you think. Okay, guys. Well, if there's no actual questions on the process, I'll let you go. But I'll be back next Thursday. What time is it? Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Brain fart today. 12 o'clock Mountain Standard Time, 3 o'clock Eastern Time on Thursday. I'll be back next week. I go live at the same time every week. And yeah, if you have any questions, drop them in the comments. I'll come back and I'll answer them. If you want to order any of these colors, use the link above in the description. That's my affiliate link. And you can also use that link to find your local retailer. And thank you guys. I will see you guys next week. Bye.